Mm-hmm. 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 Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit. And
Welcome
the
to Watch
coffee ain't
Cozy.
hit yet.
Today,
Damn.
we're looking at a different perspective on something pretty common, masturbation. Specifically, how the ancient Stoic philosophers viewed it.
Right. Because, a lot of modern thinking says it's normal, maybe even healthy.
Exactly. But the Stoics, they had a very different take.
They saw it as tied into self-mastery,
Yeah.
achieving, a genuinely fulfilling life.
So our plan today is to unpack that Stoic view, what they saw as the issues, and crucially, how they suggested you could, break free from it if that's something you wanted.
It might offer you a new way to think about your own sort of energy and focus.
Definitely.
What's really fascinating is how these ancient guys were wrestling with ideas that, modern science is kind of circling back to now. The core of it all for them was self-discipline, this idea of mastering your desires.
Okay, yeah, let's get into that. Self-discipline. Seneca, he's a big one of Stoicism, right? He said, no man is free who is a slave to his body.
Powerful stuff.
It really is. So from their angle, giving in to this particular habit wasn't just a momentary thing. It was like reinforcing a mindset of weakness.
Yeah, like telling yourself you're controlled by these bodily urges rather than being the one in control.
Which they saw as the opposite of real strength.
Precisely. And then there's Marcus Aurelius. He hammered this point home too. Mastering desires is key to real freedom.
Oh, so?
Well, he saw uncontrolled pleasure as like a trap. You get caught up chasing that immediate good feeling.
And it pulls you away from what actually provides lasting fulfillment? Is that the idea?
That's exactly it. It becomes its own kind of prison, distracting you from, deeper goals.
It's quite a contrast to how we often view pleasure today, isn't it?
Definitely. But the Stoics, they looked at history. They observed that, people who achieved great things often had this incredible command over their desires.
Leaders, thinkers, artists.
Right. They weren't just driven by every impulse.
Mm-hmm.
And the Stoics believed this control was like fundamental to reaching that potential.
While others maybe remained kind of stuck, controlled by those impulses.
Yeah, it was their perspective, yeah. Which leads us to, okay, what did they actually see as the problem with this habit?
Right. What were the specific downsides they pointed to?
Well, they talked about that feeling afterwards. Feeling drained, lacking energy.
Yeah, sort of depleted, lack of motivation, maybe even a bit empty.
Exactly that. Their argument was that this seemingly harmless act could actually sap your energy, chip away at your confidence.
Keep you kind of stuck, maybe.
That was the implication. And what's wild is how this connects to modern ideas about dopamine.
Like the brain chemistry aspect.
Yeah. So you get this big dopamine hit, right? The brain's reward chemical feels good.
Sure.
But the theory is, if you keep chasing that quick, easy hit, your brain starts to expect it, maybe even depend on it.
Like any habit, almost.
Kind of. And the potential downside is you start feeling drained afterwards, maybe weak, unmotivated.
Because the brain got its reward without, actual effort or achievement.
That's the thinking. Your drive for, real accomplishments might fade a bit because the reward system is being satisfied so easily.
And the Stoics somehow grasped this basic idea without the neuroscience.
It seems so. They were warning against exactly this overindulgence, being ruled by base desires, losing your drive. Pretty insightful.
Okay, so if that's the problem they identified, what about solutions? How did they suggest someone could regain control?
They had a few core strategies. It really boils down to self-discipline, finding your purpose, and then this interesting idea of transmutation.
Let's start with self-discipline. We mentioned Seneca, but Epictetus also hit on this hard, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Epictetus famously said, "No man is truly free who is not master of himself." That's the starting point.
Recognizing that freedom starts with deciding not to be ruled by impulse.
Exactly. But it's not just about gritting your teeth and denying yourself everything.
Right, it's more nuanced than that.
Yeah, it's about consciously choosing what's genuinely valuable over what's just easy or feels good right now.
So resisting an urge isn't just resistance.
It's training. From the Stoic view, you're building mental toughness each time. The urges, they start to lose their grip over time.
Like building a muscle.
Exactly like that. The more you practice, the stronger that self-control muscle gets.
Okay, that makes sense. What about the second part, finding purpose?
This was huge for the Stoics. They believed a life without a clear purpose was essentially, wasted.
Strong words.
Yeah. And the connection they made was, if you don't have something meaningful pulling you forward, something you're really focused on.
Yeah. You might be more likely to fall into habits like this one, to fill the time or the void.
That's the idea. So the solution isn't just stop. It's about replacement.
Replace it with what?
With actively building something, mastering a skill, pursuing a goal that genuinely matters to you. When your mind and energy are invested in something significant, the pull towards what they saw as pointless indulgence tends to fade.
So swap temporary pleasure for genuine fulfillment.
That's the essence of it.
And the third one, transmutation. That sounds interesting.
It is. It's this concept that sexual energy isn't just for sex. It's seen as this really powerful life force.
Okay.
The Stoics, and others mentioned in our sources like Nikola Tesla, they believe that wasting this energy diminishes your overall potential, your drive, your creativity.
So Tesla practiced celibacy for his work.
Apparently so, yeah. He believed it helped him channel all that energy into his inventions.
So the Stoic angle is, don't just let this energy dissipate for a moment's pleasure.
Redirect it.
Yeah.
Intentionally channel it into your ambitions, your creative work, your discipline. Use that powerful force productively.
Okay, so if someone takes all this on board, the discipline, the purpose, the energy redirection, what's the envisioned outcome? What's the payoff?
Well, the picture painted is one of waking up with, real confidence, no guilt, no feeling of weakness, just pure energy.
Sounds appealing.
Potential benefits mentioned include more motivation, definitely sharper focus, a stronger sense of being in control. Even increased testosterone levels are sometimes cited in related discussions, though the Stoics wouldn't have framed it that way.
Better mental clarity, maybe.
Very likely. It all circles back to that core Stoic ideal. True freedom. Regaining power over your own mind. Becoming the person you were sort of meant to be.
So listening to all this ancient perspective, what parts of it land with you? It definitely challenges a lot of modern assumptions.
It really does. It makes you think about your habits, not just this one, but any habit, and how it might be affecting your energy, your drive.
It's not just about good or bad.
No, not really.
Yeah.
The Stoic framework is more about self-mastery. It's about becoming conscious of where your energy goes, and then, actively choosing to direct it towards things that truly matter to you.
Which leaves us with a pretty big question to think about, doesn't it? How might consciously managing your desires, in whatever form they take, actually help you reach your own goals and find maybe a deeper
And it
sense of
haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me. But let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me. But let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff.